Big news from Hulu.
Yeah, big news from Hulu and from all these players. The new fronts certainly are a big deal in the face of earnings from the traditional media companies this week and next week, and the fact that you've heard from a lot of media watchers that TV ratings, traditional TV ratings, are just not what they once were. And this event is strategically placed before the upfronts, and so it's going to be really interesting to compare the ad numbers that are talked about at the new fronts versus the upfronts throughout the month of May. Now, you're right that there is a huge gap between traditional online video and that advertising market versus the traditional TV market. The online ad market in the U.S. is, according to eMarketer, around $4 billion a year, with the TV market, putting cable and network together, well over $60 billion. So we're not talking about apples to apples here. However, there was an advertising firm, Universal McCann, which suggested that at the new fronts this year, you could see upwards of $1 billion in ad deals announced. The expectation is that that will be about a tenth of what we see from the upfronts. The upfronts carry usually, somewhere in the $9–10 billion range is what people think we'll see, covering about 75% of the year's programming. For an event that's only 2 years old, that's a pretty big number for the upfronts, for the new fronts to be talking about $1 billion, and it just gets to this shift that we talk about every day.
You made a good point, John, that we're not talking about apples to apples, which is part of why this question is so perplexing. How much money do we give to these websites? Let's use Hulu as an example. They came out with some new growth numbers. Put those into context for us.
Well, I think what you've got with Hulu, which obviously is backed by big media players, is an ad model and a subscriber model. I mean, this is a good opportunity for Hulu to talk about the fact that it now has more than 4 million paid subscribers, double what it had at the same time last year, because Netflix gets a lot of the attention for having a successful paid model. But here is a company that has been able to see its numbers rising at a time when there are questions about where ad dollars are coming from in traditional TV. And behind the scenes, we know that there could be some interest in Hulu being shopped around. And so the owners of Hulu are forced with a lot of decisions. One of the things we've reported is that not everybody in the ownership group behind Hulu at Disney and News Corp is always on the same page about this, and sometimes that discussion surrounds what the business should be. Should it be a paid subscriber model? Should it be advertising only? Here's some strong paid subscriber numbers, which really tells you how the model is shifting in a big way.